It happened during the memorial service. When I checked the pet camera installed in my house, an unbelievable scene came into view.
Hey, is it okay to do this? Annabelle will cry, won't she?
It's fine. It's boring even if I do it with her. Why are Eddie and Candace together? I couldn't believe my eyes. Two naked people were on my sofa. I involuntarily squinted my eyes. I never thought that I would witness my husband and my sister's affair on the day of my grandfather's memorial service. The two of them, completely unaware of the camera's existence, continued their conversation. It's uncomfortable to be with Annabelle. I can't do what I want, you know?
I understand. My parents are also neurotic and nitpicky. So, they're only getting along well with Annabelle. But, well, there's also the inheritance issue. So we have to be clever about it.
Yeah, you're right. I should have married you, Candace. Even in bed, you're the best. My sister kissed my husband's cheek with a smile. My husband, Eddie, also turned his hand towards my sister, letting out a careless voice. I almost dropped my tablet. Among the relatives who were chatting amiably, my brain, which had witnessed such a thing alone, was not angry but calm. I quickly turned up the volume on my tablet, and at the same time, my sister's voice resounded. Immediately afterwards, the relatives all turned towards me. My name is Annabelle, and my husband is Eddie. We live together as just the two of us. Eddie is a company employee, and I am a housewife, leading a very ordinary life. As for children, we have decided not to have any for now, because Eddie's work is busy. In return, I brought Marley, a Pomeranian from my parents' house. Eddie also readily agreed, so we became a family of 2 humans and 1 dog. It was lively with Marley around, and I also felt more at ease. Moreover, we became friends with our in-laws who lived nearby because of our dogs. They had a Maltese named Belle, who was very friendly. They quickly became accustomed to me and Marley, and I started talking a lot with our in-laws. We started going for walks together and going to the dog park. However, a few months ago, Marley passed away due to illness. Since Marley, who was my emotional support, crossed the Rainbow Bridge, I became really depressed. I couldn't do much of the housework even though I was a housewife. Eddie didn't say anything, but he didn't cuddle up to me either. However, my in-laws were worried about me and invited me to take walks with Belle or come over to their house. While being saved by my in-laws' kindness and Belle's loveliness, I slowly recovered. But I still couldn't tidy up Marley's toys and pet camera. I sigh while looking at the stuffed animal with Marley's paw print, feeling like if I cleaned them up, Marley would really be gone. Then, the incident happened on a clear day when I was vacuuming. The doorbell rang, and I thought it might be a delivery. I looked at the monitor. Candace?
Hey, Annabelle, are you there? Open up.
I immediately recognized her as my sister, who was wearing a dress that revealed a lot of skin and showed off her beautiful face. My sister and I did not look alike or share any similar traits in personality, and we didn't get along well. Furthermore, my sister had a bad habit of taking things that did not belong to her, including my boyfriends. I had confronted her multiple times after she had taken my boyfriends, but she always responded with, "Isn't it the fault of the one who is easily swayed?" without any hint of remorse. I had thought that things would finally calm down after my sister got married and moved far away. But I still felt uneasy as I reluctantly opened the door. My sister greeted me with a smile, wearing bright red lipstick that looked like rose petals. It only served to make me even more upset.
I came because I returned to my parents' house.
What? Did you come back because you got divorced?
It's not that serious. We just had a little argument. Well, I'm coming in.
Saying that, my sister takes off her high heels and strides in. She used to avoid coming to the house because she disliked animals. But she must have heard from our parents that Marley was gone. Ignoring my bitter expression, my sister happily looks around the room, inspecting every nook and cranny.
This is a nice room. Isn't Eddie's family home nearby?
Yes. It's about halfway between my family home and Eddie's family home.
Huh. Building a house near your husband's family home. It's quite daring, isn't it?
While making stinging remarks, my sister looked at the wedding photo displayed on the shelf. Suddenly, she traced her finger over Eddie's face, and I felt a chill run down my spine. She's not planning to steal my husband, is she? I thought, but then quickly reconsidered. My sister was into muscular men, and Eddie was quite skinny, so he was probably not her type. Despite knowing this, I felt uneasy watching my sister's back. A few days after her arrival, we had a family event, my grandfather's memorial service. My in-laws also offered to help. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for the trouble. I had business dealings with your grandfather, and I was planning to participate in the first place. That's why I thought it would be better to help. I really appreciate your help. I want my sister to learn from her. I don't have time to spend on the deceased, you know. After that, it seems that my sister went somewhere saying so. As strange as it seemed, it might be better than being caught up in the situation with my sister. After the memorial service was over and we were preparing for the meal, I was approached by my cousin's children. They said they wanted to see Marley. Their innocent words made my heart ache a little, but I couldn't blame the children for it.
Marley has gone to heaven. But we have photos and videos, so let's look at those, okay? I handed them the tablet and briefly explained how to use it. The tablet contained a lot of footage from the pet camera and videos of Marley that I had taken. The children immediately became quiet and were glued to the tablet screen together. I went into the kitchen to help my mother. I was about to bring some drinks when I noticed the gas stove. Someone had apparently left the kettle boiling on the stove and forgot to turn off the heat. As I tried to put out the fire in a panic, I accidentally burned the sleeve of my morning clothes. Oh no! Fire! What? Fire? Just as I thought I heard my mother's voice, suddenly water was thrown at me. As I widened my eyes in surprise, my mother, who seemed flustered, came closer. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Because I heard you say fire. Oh no, you were soaking wet. What should we do? It's okay, Mom. I'll have Eddie bring me some clothes from home. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm gonna make a phone call. Eddie was also planning to come to the family event, but due to a last-minute work emergency, he had to take a nap and was planning to join later in the evening. I thought that he would be awake by this time, so tried calling him, but he didn't pick up the phone. However, our house was too far to walk. Then I remembered about the pet camera. If he was awake, the camera in the living room would capture him. If not, I would just call him until he wakes up. I took the tablet from the kids and opened the app.
the camera showed a figure on the living room sofa. Oh, Eddie's awake? I thought to myself, and was about to call him when another person appeared on the screen. Huh? Is that Candace? When I zoomed in, there was no mistaking it. It was my sister. I plugged in my earphone and listened to the audio.
Hey, is it okay to do this? Annabelle will cry, won't she?
It's fine. It's boring even if I do it with her. Why are Eddie and Candace together? I was completely frozen by the shocking video captured by the pet camera. Eddie was shirtless, and for some reason, my sister Candace was wearing a white coat and posing as a female doctor. They were sitting on the sofa with a sense of intimacy that seemed like they were lovers. I never imagined that I would see my husband and my sister's affair on the day of my grandfather's memorial service. The two of them didn't even notice the camera and continued talking. Being with Annabelle makes me uncomfortable. I feel like I can't do what I want.
I understand. My parents are also neurotic and nitpicky. So, they are only getting along well with Annabelle. But, well, there's also the inheritance issue. So we have to be clever about it.
Yeah, you're right. I should have married you, Candace. Even in bed, you are the best. My sister kissed Eddie on the cheek with a satisfied expression, and Eddie put his arm around my sister. I struggled to hold on to my tablet, feeling like I was about to drop it. I can't believe this. I absolutely can't forgive these two. As the two of them blatantly began to get intimate, I couldn't help but screamed. Just as I was about to barge into the house, I heard a loud noise from behind me. I took off my earphones and quickly turned around, only to see my mother-in-law with a pale face standing there. This is my son and your sister, right? Well, about that, I don't intend to hide anything, but I don't want to upset my mother-in-law. However, as I tried to approach her, my earbuds accidentally came out. Along with the sound of my sister and Eddie's intimacy, the screen clearly showed my sister with her hand on Eddie's pants. I panicked and tried to stop the video, but it was my mother-in-law who stopped me. I looked at her, not understanding her actions, and she shook her head with a pale face. Don't stop. This will be evidence, so let's keep it all on record. She acted quickly from there. She immediately asked both my father-in-law and my parents to watch the video, and instructed my cousin to take their children to another room. As everyone gathered to watch the footage, the two of them began to spew out horrible words one after another. My family are all country bumpkins. I'm only interested in their money. Marriage is too boring. And so on. It's all things that make me want to cover my ears. After a while, my father-in-law stood up with a bright red face. Come on, I'll drive. We all nod and head towards my house. Of course, the camera is still recording. When we arrive at the house, the living room lights is on. As we approach the entrance, we hear a loud voice that seemed to be announcing that things are happening right now. Annabelle, you stay behind. My father-in-law took the key from me, and I stepped back as instructed. My mother-in-law patted my shoulder sympathetically, and it made me feel slightly better. When we entered the room, my sister was straddling Eddie on the sofa. Eddie, what the heck are you doing? What, Dad? My sister immediately realized that she's in trouble and tried to run away with her clothes, but our father caught her. She tried to escape for a while, but eventually calmed down after our mother slapped her. Our mother looked at my sister with bloodshot eyes, which made my chest tighten. After that, my sister and Eddie were made to sit in the living room and explain the whole situation. My sister was initially drawn to Eddie's income. He was a type she had never dated before. But she was also bored with married life and just wanted to try something new. On the other hand, Eddie had always been interested in older women and cosplay. Even after marrying me, he didn't change his hobby. So, he easily accepted my sister's invitation. It was a truly unbelievable reason, and we all felt completely helpless. I can't believe it! You still haven't cured your habit of touching other people's things.
It's his fault for being so easily swayed. That's enough. You are at fault for seducing my husband. Grow up.
Yeah, it's your sister's fault, not mine, right? So you forgive me, won't you? What? There is no way I'll forgive you, you pervert. Several months had passed since that stupid incident, and I began attending a grooming school to obtain my qualification as a trimmer. Although there was a lot to learn, it was still enjoyable to be involved in something I liked. There were also people at the school who had gone through divorce, and we quickly became friends. Afterwards, I demanded compensation from my husband and my sister, and divorced him. As for Eddie, he lost his job due to his father's connections and was heavily criticized in the workplace because of the reason. He lived with my sister for a while, but they soon had a falling out and broke up. As for my sister, she works in the entertainment industry and often changes jobs. She is still self-centered, which makes it difficult for her to keep a job for very long. Meanwhile, my in-laws still treat me kindly. Annabelle, it's been a while since we finished moving. Would you like to come and visit? Yes, I'd love to. I also want to see Belle. You know what? Belle has been very popular lately. My in-laws left their house and started a new life in a newly built apartment near a dog park. With this opportunity, my mother-in-law started an SNS account to share Belle's daily life, which has become very popular. Belle has now become a celebrity in the town. I pet Marley's head on my cell phone screen as I wait for my next class to start. I used to find it difficult to look back at the photos, but thanks to the pet camera and Marley, I found out Eddie's infidelity. I believe that Marley cut off that bad relationship for me. Marley, thank you. I love you. I told my beloved family and took a new step forward.